Hey guys, Teeg here from Big Sky Country, driving across the state of Montana right now with a little fish stick special episode. There's no fish stick this week, or not a regular show for fish stick this week, because I'm traveling across the country, and Brian is just returning and getting caught up from his time out on the East Coast, and I'm sure Mike's on location shooting somewhere because it's fall and it's a great time to be finding wildlife. It just so happens that I've got some road construction, so that'll mean less camera shake. How about that? Alright, so as always, the fish stick is made possible by our friends at Fish Hound. They give you real-time fishing reports so that you know where to go, when to go, and what to throw. Check them out at fishhound.com, and I can tell you that I used Fish Hound on this exact drive that I'm on right now because I knew I was going to be driving from Glasgow, Montana down to Bozeman, Montana, and I'm going to cross some great rivers, but where do you stop to fish? So I went on Fish Hound and I looked at the rivers that were in my stretch of driving, and I saw which ones were fishing best, and that's where I'm going to stop, the ones that are fishing good right now. And so I used Fish Hound on this exact drive. I think it's an awesome service, and if you're not using it, you should. Fishhound.com. It's free. Alright, so I have got a great story for you from this trip, and this is really why I wanted to do a mini episode, is because this is such an unbelievable thing that happened to me. But I'm in Montana. I have some speaking engagements and some meetings here. It's a super awesome place to get to come. I got to fish with our friend Bobby Brown Trout from Shark Tooth, our friend Mike Stack from Fishtails Guides and Outfitting, down towards Dillon, okay? And so Monday and Tuesday I was down in that corner of the state, but Wednesday morning I needed to be clear in the northeast corner of the state in Glasgow for the speaking engagement. So I kind of cut it plenty tight. Like, I really was pushing my luck, and but I wanted to spend as much time down there fishing with those guys as I could, but I needed to be in Glasgow at 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So anyway, I had flown into Bozeman, and it's like 2 hours to Dillon. So I had driven back, and I stopped to get gas at Bozeman, and I'm sitting there at the Flying J, and I'm getting ready to pull back out on the highway, and there's a big box truck in front of me, a panel truck, one of those giant delivery truck things, dock height, and its reverse lights come on, and I'm like, oh crap, and I'm in a rental car, and I'm fumbling around looking for my reverse, and I'm laying on the horn, and I had just gotten it in reverse, and that thing just accordions the hood, just smashes the hood, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and they stop, and I get out, and I scrape my car out from under them. It still runs, and I pull up next to them, and then I get out and walk up there, and who gets out but these Amish people. And you can tell it is like the black sheep of the Amish family who is driving, because like Amish dad looks like an Amish guy, and the other Amish kid looks like an Amish kid. He's got the blue shirt and the suspenders and the beard and, you know, the whole deal. But the kid driving just looks like any other teenager. I mean, he's wearing normal teenager's clothes, and like he's old enough to have a beard, but he doesn't have a beard. And you can tell he's like definitely gonna be the black sheep of the Amish people family. And I've since found out that these guys are not exactly Amish, they're Hooterites, which is even funnier that their religion sounds like they worship Hooters. But anyway, they're all befuddled, right? But the kid who was driving, who's like, you know, the one who looks like he's probably the black sheep of their Hooterite family, is just dropping F-bombs left and right. He's like, oh, F, man, F. And his dad and brother's eyes are like dinner plates. And so anyway, he looks at the car, and it is messed up, okay? This car is messed up. And he's like, okay, how about if I just give you like $500 for the hood? And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, you should have seen my car. It was all messed up, and I'm like, dude, it's like $5,000 worth of damage. And he's like, oh, I know somebody who could fix that for $500. And I'm like, dude, it's a rental car and there's fluids leaking out of it. And he's like, what? And then he like looks under and there's radiator fluid spilling out, right? And so, man, so he's like, well, I know it's just a radiator. Somebody could slap one in there, just maybe, you know, $750. And I'm like, dude, I've got to take this back to the rental car company, man. This is like an insurance deal. Do you guys have driver's licenses? And he's like, oh yeah. And the dad's like, yeah, we have driver's licenses. So I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And do you have insurance? And they're like, oh yeah, we have insurance. And I was like, okay, well, this is going to be something that our insurance company straighten out. They're like, do you have insurance? And I'm like, yeah, I do, but I mean, your insurance is paying for this. You guys hit me. And I'm like, we need to call the cops because we need an accident report. And they're like, oh no police. Like, that's just gonna slow you down, and you already told us you have somewhere to be. Because like the first thing I said is like, guys, this is not good. I have to be somewhere. So anyway, they take off, and I mean, I got their information. I got their information. I think they were selling like vegetables or something. I don't know. The point is, I get their information. I call the cops. The cop comes, straighten it out, and it could not have worked out better. I mean, you don't want to get in an accident when you're in a rental car. You don't want to get in an accident when you have somewhere to go. You don't want to get in an accident when you're on the road. And you really don't want to get in an accident with like Amish Hooterites. But if it's going to happen, it happened 1.5 miles from where I rented the car. And I had already driven a long ways, and I was about to drive a long ways through vast country where like there's nobody who could help solve the problem. So the fact that it happened 1.5 miles from where I rented the car was awesome. And I will give a plug for Budget, because I rent my cars from Budget every time. And they were super cool to work with about it. The car still ran. I mean, you wouldn't want to drive it very far, but I could drive it to the airport, and they traded me out for a new car, and they're going to straighten it up. It's all going to get straightened out. So anyway, pretty amazing thing to have happen. And then driving up to Glasgow, of course, then, you know, it used up like 3 hours, so I didn't get into like 3 a.m. But driving across Montana, I can tell you, if you love to hunt, you should totally come to Montana, because, and I can tell you exactly where to hunt. Hunt on the road between Bozeman and Glasgow, because in my drive, I bet you I saw 300 deer right on the road. Twice I had to stop my car to let them get off the road. So the number of deer along that drive was just, I thought I live right on the Iowa-Nebraska border, and I thought we had a lot of deer. No, I mean, they have a ton of deer here. It's amazing. So anyway, now I'm headed back downstate, and I'm going to get to do a little more fly fishing, and when I do, I'm going to use weight on my fly line because I want to catch fish. And if you're nymphing and your nymphs aren't down there, it doesn't work very good. And I love streamer fishing too. Sometimes I'm using a streamer that's a really good streamer, but it's not a very heavy one, and I don't have a sink tip, so I put weight on my leader then too. And for me, for my money, there's nothing like Boss 10. And those guys also help make the fish stick possible. So I've been using Boss 10 on this trip, and I will be using Boss 10 in just a couple of hours. Of course, the fish stick is made possible every week through the help of Fish Hound and Boss 10, produced by Morrow Media in Denver, Colorado. You can find them online at morrowmedia.com or order prints from Michael Morrow at morrowgallery.com. You would be crazy if you didn't visit Moldy Chum at least once a week, because you'll always get a good laugh and usually learn something pretty interesting about how we can take care of our waters. moldychum.com. Fish Stick is also distributed by our friends at Bloodknot Magazine at bloodknot.net. You can find the show always on iTunes, and we hope you'll subscribe. Of course, I'm Teeg Stouffer. You can find me at Recycled Fish, where you should take our Sportsman Stewardship Pledge, or online at recycledfish.org. The Fish Stick, Moldy Chum, Morrow Media, and me, Teeg Stouffer, we're all on Facebook. Have you seen the crazy new Facebook? They're making changes over there, hopefully changes for the better. And we're also all on Twitter, so give us a follow. Until we do this again, remember, our lifestyles run downstream. Good cheer, blessings, and great adventures.